What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
Hello everybody, it's me, Farum, joined today by Shoebabe. I don't know for how long, but she's here at the moment. We are going to be going over the monk build. So there's been some really good suggestions in the comments, and I wanted to go over a couple of the changes that we've made. And they're only small changes, but it's an adaptation moving it away from Herald of Ash and using charge staff and making better use of our skill points. I was going to move it into using charge staff, using a using an unset ring and a better chest, but that's obviously quite expensive. So this is the variance and how it works. Without that, if you've got the investment, you can actually just fit all this together at once. But let's first off take a quick look at these passives. So on the passive tree, we have simply switched two nodes from the build. We've taken these two crit chance and we've gone up here and grabbed resonance. The reason we've grabbed resonance is so that we generate power charges instead of frenzy charges, and the reason for that, if we have a quick look at the skills, is because we are now running combat frenzy instead of Herald of Ash. We've got profusion in that, it doesn't really need anything else. Anyway, it generates frenzy charges when we freeze, electrocute, or pin. We do those, we freeze all the time, so we get these charges all the time. They're power charges. Right, we've swapped one more skill. We've swapped out Hand of Chiola, which I never forget, never remember, never remember to press with charge staff. So you press this button and it consumes your power charges and gives you a bonus to added lightning damage to quarterstaff attacks. It also has a 5-meter shockwave, and the good thing about this is it can hit through walls. So when you're doing breaches in those shitty maps like Seepage and places like that, you can bang around corners, bang through walls, and you can get a lot more of the breach, even if you can't find a good way around. It's very, very good. In this, we are running Overcharge, so that we've got the extra magnitude of shock when this thing actually does the shock. That gives everything else more damage. That felt like a good thing to run. We've got Maim, because I didn't know what else to put in here for the 4th slot. Lightning Penetration, because it's some extra lightning damage, and Perpetual Charge, so sometimes we keep our charges. This will play into something I'm thinking about doing later if we get some extra spirit, unless I go back to Herald of Ash, I'm not sure. So some very, very minor changes here. We have also, due to some other tech that we have changed on the tree, so we got level 94, and with level 94 we took Eternal Youth. What this does is it means your life recharge instead of energy shield. We don't care about that, we've got 1 life. But our life recovery from Flask also applies to energy shield instead. So we can take a life flask that has 94% more recovery if used when on low life. We know we're always on low life because we're CI, so that means it's healing 2000. And we can use this to heal our shield. Because of that, we have swapped Ghost Stance for Grim Feast. So Grim Feast is now doing the job of meditation. We've got clarity socketed in here. It doesn't matter where you socket that. But basically this means that we can overcharge our shield when going through maps by just simply killing things and picking up all the things they drop. You'll find that you just overcharge your shield. You don't have to concentrate on this. It just happens. And if we drop below what our max shield should be, we've got our life flask to top that back up. The life flask works better than meditate for a couple of reasons. You can use it if you're frozen, you can use it if you're stunned, you can use it if you're slowed. It doesn't get broken by ranged hits, and you can just slam your life flask and just keep swinging, right? Which you couldn't do that with meditate. You'd have to take a break from combat. So as far as the flow of combat goes, this is a really, really big change. Also, it enables something else. So if we could jump back to the passive tree quickly, because of this, and we no longer need meditate because we've swapped how our defensive layers are working around, we can drop it, right? We don't need this anymore, which means we can take, as well as I Am the Thunder, we can also take I Am the Blizzard, giving us 10% of damage as extra cold damage, as well as the 10% of damage as extra lightning damage. This means we proliferate the freeze really well, which could well mean that we could possibly make some changes to the tree around where we've got freeze nodes. Could potentially, but I think they're quite good for damage, so I haven't really started playing around with that, but I'd be interested to know if people have got thoughts on that in the comments. So that's really what we've changed on the build. I'm not putting together a full build guide for this because it is really a variance on what we've got. Item-wise, it still works. There's one important thing to note, though. If you are running Echoing Flames, to get this to trigger now, you are going to need some fire damage. In fact, you would have needed some fire damage for this to work on single target anyway. I've got it from a couple of places. I've got a bit on my weapon and a bit on my gloves. I'm seeing things burn up in maps, and it's definitely hitting the bosses, you can see from the bell damage. So, yeah. Only try and run this really if you've got the fire damage, but I'd only recommend doing the triple herald if you've got the fire damage anyway, because you want to be making the most of these 3 nodes with all 3 status effects in single target too. But that's really the changes to sort of the builds and the skills. There's no recommended changes to items, so there's no, oh god, you need to go spend some divines. Just a bit of gold at Doriani will sort you out, and you can start testing this one out and seeing which one suits your playstyle a bit more. I like to be a bit more aggressive, so having that oh shit button of the life flask, that feels good. It also reminds me a bit more of PoE 1. I didn't really like not having a life flask. But let's showcase this thing anyway. I'll do a boss showcase and a breach showcase so we can see how it works. I'll see if I can find a crappy breach map that's got walls so I can show off the wall bang tech. Yeah. If you have enjoyed this build guide, by the way, guys, and if you haven't been following along and you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps. And don't forget to maybe like the video. It's been awesome making content on Path of Exile 2. Path of Exile 1 was a game I really loved, and I was playing that before I ever started doing anything with YouTube, and started YouTube on DRGS, and I'd love to be doing PoE 2 as well. It's awesome. So thanks for all the support thus far, and that's enough soppy shit from me. Let's showcase this thing. So for the showcase here, let's take it to an actual breachstone where we've got a proper boss at the end, and we can show how the bell does ridiculous damage. Oh, it's going to be fun. So we've tweaked the build a bit. Thank you very much for the comments, guys, and all the suggestions. I've been trying them out, and I've moved away from Herald of Ash. I think just for the time being, we'll probably get back to it, but I don't know if we need to get back to it with the way we've got our gear in order to maintain our ignite proliferation. So we might just not move back to it and just take, like, charge infusion or something, get some extra crit chance once we've got some better gear. But as you can see, we are walking through everything. These are level 82 monsters. We can also zap them from some distance away with our charged staff, and it does enough damage to kill, even though it's not the ice strike. It does plenty. You have to remember to press the button so that you can get it back. At the moment, we've basically got it doing more shock. I figured that getting it doing more shock would make everything else do more damage, so it's got the shock magnitude going on. But we're just walking through this, it's fine. I'm not going to use the Chayula swap for the boss because I'm lazy and I'll accidentally sell those gems. I am the sort of silly prick that makes those sorts of mistakes, so the best way to avoid these mistakes, just don't put yourself in the situation. You know, it's a lesson, a life lesson. Having to play with 2 hands is definitely interrupting my gooning experience, but we'll get over that. One-handed builds best build. Where are all the enemies at? We must have missed something. But now it's like messed up all the spawns. That's right, we should still make it to Chayula. Or whatever it is, the thirst. We are the one. We are the one and only. We are the one and only. No, I'm not doing that. No more singing. Band, get out. No, I got all this crap. Scrap. Well, there might be these potential good things, potential bases. Right, now we've got the big showdown. Power charge up. Should be able to power charge up again, but it might be gone by the time they start. It starts. We've got 6 seconds. I mean, it's not the fastest boss killer, but you saw we just face tanked the slam. You can't do that with the pinnacle boss. With the pinnacle boss, I would recommend you take the Chayula switch. Oh, we got... Always bollocks. There we go, guys. That's how it bullies bosses. Alright, let's show this somewhere where I could probably cop it. That's more fun. It's more edge of your seat stuff, right? So we got eye level 80. Decent map. Decent breach stones. Monsters have got extra life, which is going to be annoying. And we've got elemental weakness, which means I think that might just affect us. We'll have to check when we get into the map. No, I'll tell you an important reason to overcap your... We might be just... Okay, this is why you want to go to about 90% on your resistances, guys. You can ignore Curse with Elemental Weakness. Doesn't do anything. So anyway, let's get mapping. We should be having a good time. So the monsters have got... They're at level 80 with 79% more life, but we probably won't care. Don't forget to smash the piles of rocks before they wake up. Rocks are annoying. I would have put Delirium on this as well, but it was a corrupted map. It's a font map. It was corrupted with some nice stuff, so... Hopefully we get many breaches. But we are just one-shotting everything. And like the range of the charged staff just sends everything proliferating everywhere. I think it's going to help with the speed clear amazingly, because we're just going to be clearing off screen. Even more than we already are. It seems really good, so thank you for this suggestion. Or the suggestion that I was wasting skill points on Herald of Ash. You're quite right, I was. But I really liked running the 3 Heralds. It was such a... It worked. It was the endgame content. It's just not optimized, and I know it wasn't optimized, but it was fun. It was fun. Sometimes you can have fun. Just not too much. Otherwise you're not optimal enough, and then you can't have any fun in a game like this. Anyway, this is a lot more optimal. We're getting a lot of extra damage from charge staff, and the extra range is a real technical enabler when it comes to walls, but I don't think we're going to get to show that off necessarily in this particular place. But the speed of our clear, the speed of clear feels faster. Get this opened. We're running the super dense breaches for nice breach explosions, because, you know, why wouldn't we? A lot of everything. Doesn't matter that they have more life. This way, then we'll run back the other way. Just going to need 1 or 2 hits. Now we need to get back the other way. It's rare. I know it's a rare. Worth it. I think we still managed to get some of the way round. Probably, yeah, we did. See, look at the range on that clear. It's clearing into the darkness. It's crazy. Damn. You have to remember to press the button. Map said it was there. And I don't know whether the extra hands or the extra monsters are better. I think the extra monsters are better for your last ascendancy. Not last ascendancy, last breach. Atlas. Passive. And they definitely need to... So, I said on stream the other day, and I'm sure people would agree, but they really need to... If there's an auto pickup for gold... It must be in the realms of possibility to have an optional auto pickup for other stackable currencies, right? I know it's like a different bit of the interface. I know that, and I know that the gold works. You can't drop the gold. It's just a number counter that fills up. But it's got... So it's not going to be the same at all. It's going to be a considerable amount of work, and I should just shut my mouth. Get more endgame content in, then fix the interface. More content, please. No, actually, no, fix the interface stuff. I saw that some poor person, their map ran out of connections, and they managed to do every single map on their atlas. There were other maps they could see, but nothing was connected to it. It's like the craziest thing. I couldn't believe it. Like, there's some really funny bugs out there. Well, not funny for that person. But some really game-breaking bugs out there at the moment. And that's kind of random. This Doriani quest being stuck that I've got in the top right is annoying. I can't finish Citadel quests because of that. Citadel map. So I can get all the loot and everything. So I get all the main stuff, I just can't finish the map. Yeah, there was a couple of rares there that we couldn't quite one-shot. Oh, we left the pile of rocks. Not a pile of rocks, guys. Whatever will we do? Always look out for pile of rock. Don't see it. Make you run back. Those monsters are so annoying. I really think they need to change it. So if you get within a certain range of an elite, the skull appears on the map. So that you know. Because sometimes if you're blasting through maps as well, you just run past the elite and... Yeah. Yeah, it goes, guys. Yeah, it goes. You know how it be. Anyway, there you go. Blast through maps. Super fast. Still super satisfying to play. And now we get a cool Darth Maul style lightsaber thing. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, and you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps. And I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one.